things you do either give you energy or drain you. Choose wisely. Dr. O. Energy is one of the most valuable resources we have. It fuels our dreams, powers our ambitions, and keeps us moving forward. But just as energy can be built, it can also be drained. The people, the habits, and the thoughts we allow into our lives determine whether we rise with power or struggle under the weight of exhaustion. One of the biggest energy drainers is negativity. Whether it comes from within or from those around us, negativity saps our motivation and it weakens our resolve. It's easy to get caught in the trap of complaining, doubting, focusing on what's wrong. But the more we dwell on negativity, the more power it gains over us. Then, of course, there's fear. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of change. Fear keeps us stuck, convincing us that it's safer to stay where we are than take a risk. But in reality, fear is nothing more than a thief. It steals our joy, our confidence, and our ability to grow. I know this firsthand. I allowed fear to take control of my life, and it led me to a place I never imagined: prison. I had good intentions. I wanted to help people. I saw a system that failed the most vulnerable, and I did what I thought was right. But in trying to work around a flawed process, I made choices that ultimately cost me my freedom. Guilt and regret became the biggest energy drainers. For years, I replayed every decision in my head, questioning where I went wrong. The weight of my past kept me from seeing my future. But at some point, I realized something. Energy drainers only have power if you let them. If you focus on what you've lost, you'll never see what you can gain. If you allow shame to define you, you'll never redefine yourself. And if you keep looking backward, you'll never move forward. Toxic relationships can be another major energy drainer. The people we surround ourselves with either lift us up or pull us down. Some people only take, never giving back. Others fill your mind with doubt, discouragement, and drama. It's time to set some boundaries. Protect your energy like you would protect the most valuable possessions you have. Procrastination drains energy too. The longer we put off what needs to be done, the heavier the task becomes. Every delay adds weight to our mental load. But when you take action, even in small steps, you reclaim your power. Momentum builds, and suddenly, what seemed impossible becomes achievable. Perfectionism is another silent energy thief. Waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect plan, or the perfect conditions keeps you stuck. Perfection is an illusion. Progress is real. It's better to move forward imperfectly than to stay frozen in fear. Then there's comparison, the never-ending cycle of measuring yourself against others. Social media makes it worse, painting a picture of lives that seem effortless and flawless. But comparison robs you of joy. It takes your focus off your journey and places it on someone else's. The only person you need to compete with is the person you were on yesterday. Poor self-care drains energy faster than anything else. Neglecting your health, skipping rest, and ignoring your emotional needs leaves you running on empty. Self-care isn't selfish, it's necessary. You can't pour into others if your own cup is dry. A cluttered mind leads to a cluttered life. Overthinking drains energy by creating problems that don't even exist. The more you dwell on what ifs and worst case scenarios, the less mental space you have for solutions and opportunities. Holding on to the past is exhausting. Carrying old wounds, resentment, and grudges weigh you down. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting. It means freeing yourself from the burden of what no longer serves you. Lack of purpose drains energy in ways you might not even notice. When you don't have a clear vision for your life, you drift. You feel lost, unmotivated, and directionless. But when you have purpose, you wake up with excitement. You know that each day matters and every step forward is part of a bigger picture. Unfinished goals create mental clutter. The longer you leave them incomplete, the more they drain you. That book you never wrote, the business you ever started, the changes you never made. They sit in the back of your mind, pulling at your energy. Start! Even if it's small, just start. The relief of progress is greater than the burden of unfinished dreams. Worrying about things you can't control is one of the most draining habits of all. You can't change the past. You can't control other people, but you can control how you respond. Redirect your energy toward what you can change and let go of the rest. Excuses drain energy. Every time you say, "I'll do it tomorrow," you give away your power. Every time you say, "I can't," you limit your potential. Instead of making excuses, make adjustments. Instead of saying, "I don't have time," say, "I will make time." Living for validation from others is also exhausting. You'll never please everyone. And the more you try, the more drained you become. True freedom comes when you stop seeking approval and start living authentically. Your energy is your responsibility. If something is draining you, it's up to you to change it. Whether it's your mindset, your habits, or your environment, you have the power to protect your energy and direct it towards what truly matters. So take inventory. Identify what's draining you, and then make a change. Because when you remove what drains you, you create space for what fuels you. And when you reclaim your energy, you reclaim your life. So eliminate distractions. Protect your peace and reclaim your power. You've got this. Peace and blessings, Dr. O.